everybody, it's Coach Pete. We have a great series called The 5 Keys to a Successful Retirement. Joe Pate has done a great job putting this together for us. Joe, welcome in.
Thank you.
Now, Joe's in the Northeast, and he can help you if you have any questions. Let's talk about the very first of the 5 keys, shifting your financial focus.
Yeah, so, this is a big key, and it's very important because a lot of folks, when they're working, they're in the accumulation phase.
Yeah, that's an important phase too, isn't it?
Right. So they're constantly contributing to a 401k, and they're letting that money grow. So a lot of times it's in higher risk investments, and shifting that perspective from accumulation as they're getting ready to retire, we now need to shift into the distribution phase.
Okay, so what is the difference in your mind between accumulation and distribution?
So in my mind, the accumulation phase, you are in higher risk investments and you want that money to grow.
Right.
So a lot of times this is when you're, maybe a younger age, you're working, you're constantly contributing, your money is now compounding. And then the distribution phase is we now need to plan for retirement. And we need to make sure that we're not going to run out of money. So
very, very important.
Right.
So when do you think that transition needs to happen? Let me put it this way, when does it happen and when should it happen?
Right, two different things.
Yeah.
So anywhere between 5 years before their retirement or 5 years after their retirement, they really need to start understanding this financial shift from accumulation to distribution.
And so, but that's a tough decision a lot of times because people fall in love a lot of times with their 401k or the stocks, or bonds or mutual funds, whatever they have. Mm-hmm. How easy is it to have that conversation with folks and encourage them to start pursuing, now that they're in what we call the financial red zone, start pursuing a safety and income plan?
Right, and that's just it. And there's products that work with the distribution phase that protect the money, let people have money that they're not going to be outliving. That's the number one concern right now for seniors is outliving their money.
All right, so when we talk about outliving money, we hear that all the time. But in the financial world has heard that too, and they've designed special strategies to make sure people can't outlive their money, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Well, I've been in this practice for 31 years. When I usually talk about the folks, I get a look at like a deer in the headlight. They never heard of that because their broker isn't telling them about the safety solutions, are they?
No, they're not. So they're used to those, high risk investments. They're in, what we'll get into, the red bucket, right? So stocks, bonds, and they don't know that there is this safer product that's out there that can provide that lifetime income for them and still have, returns as well.
Is there anything to really be concerned about making this transition? I know it's a tough decision because you haven't had that decision to make before, but have you seen people successful when they do make this transition?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's once they understand this transition, it makes sense, right? Because obviously everybody wants to, at some point when they're ready to retire, have more certainty as to what their funds are going to be at that point of their life. And you can really know down to the income need what's going to be expected at that time.
I think what it does, it eliminates a bunch of confusion in their mind when they know with certainty what their income's going to be. It makes living in retirement a whole lot easier, I would think.
Certainly. Stress-free.
Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about understanding your investment's purpose, folks, and that's very, very important to understand what your investments are doing. Joe's doing a great job. We're going to be right back after this.